Nous avions 10 ans à peine, tous nos jeux étaient les mêmes, aux gendarmes et aux voleurs. Tu me visais droit au cœur, bang bang, tu me tuais, bang bang, et je tombais, bang bang, et ce bruit-là, bang bang, je ne l'oublierai pas. Nous avons grandi ensemble, on s'aimait bien il me semble, mais tu n'avais de passion que pour tes jeux de garçon. Bang bang, tu t'amusais, bang bang, je te suivais, bang bang, et ce bruit-là, bang bang, je ne l'oublierai pas. Un jour, tu as eu 20 ans, il y avait déjà longtemps que l'amour avait remplacé notre amitié du passé. Et quand il en vint une autre, on ne sait à qui la faute. Tu ne m'avais jamais menti, oui avec elle tu es parti. Bang bang, tu m'as quitté, bang bang, je suis resté, bang bang, et ce bruit-là, bang bang, je ne l'oublierai pas. Quand j'aperçois des enfants se poursuivre en s'amusant et faire semblant de se tuer, je me sens le cœur serré. Bang bang, je me souviens, bang bang, tout me revient, bang bang, et ce bruit-là, bang bang, je ne l'oublierai pas. Bang bang, je me souviens, bang bang, tout me revient, bang bang, et ce bruit-là, bang bang, je ne l'oublierai pas.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to It Matters Radio. This is our wonderful musical guest interview show, and I'm always so excited about it. And my name is Monica Brinkman. And also, if you've watched our shows, you know Kerry Hall, who handles all the musical guest interviews. So, welcome, Kerry.
Thank you.
Kerry, I know that you have for us a guest that we had on another radio show over a couple years ago, and we fell in love with her music and her voice.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, so you want to introduce her to everyone?
Oh, it is a pleasure to welcome back Deborah Moogy Morgan, also known as Moogy. So we'll be addressing her as Moogy.
Yes,
She
Moogy.
is Moogy.
Moogy.
She is lives in Australia. She is jazz, she's rock, and she's two types of music that I have never heard of, which I'm going to talk to her a little bit about. That was on her bio. So, Debbie, welcome to the show.
Yeah, hi, Debbie. Welcome.
Hi, Kerry. Hi, Monica. Again, it's been a while.
Yes.
Yes, it has. It's been so interesting, watching your career blossom from 2 years ago, and we have kept an eye on how you progressed. My first question, though, is about two styles of music that I have never heard of. One is, let me see if I get this right, neo-eclectica and French yay. So tell me, what is neo-eclectica and French yay?
Okay, well, neo-eclectica doesn't exist. I've created that as a name because it's been quite difficult for me to come up with to kind of corner myself with the genre that I do. So what I do is I mix a lot of different styles and I just put them together into my own little style. And so because it's eclectic and it's coming from different languages, different cultures, different music, yeah, I just thought it was a really good name, New Eclectic Music. You know, it's my new genre. And the French yé was actually a style from the 1960s. It was really popular. It was pop music in the 1960s that people like Françoise Hardy and Serge Gainsbourg, France Gall, all really popular people back then used to sing. It's kind of like it's beatnik 60s fun French music. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love that type of music.
I love the title. I want to run around, Debbie, going French, yeah. I just love it. So, Debbie, you grew up in Belgium, and you have rather international parents. You have an Italian mother or father, and a Swedish mother. Am I correct?
Swedish papa and an Italian mother.
So what was that like growing up in Belgium, and what brought you to becoming so interested in French music that, you know, you did basically your whole career almost around it. So tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah, well, I was born over there, and Belgium is basically there's two main languages. It's either Dutch or French, and I'm from the French side. So it's my native language. Je parle français comme je parle en anglais. And so the idea of singing in French for me is that it's part of me. So I think it's really important to bring that out in the music. But it's also I really want to bring that kind of culture to the English speaking public and to other people as well. It doesn't have to be that because it's in French, it can't be listened to. You know, I think it's really important to broaden horizons, and so to do that, what I've done over the years is I've tried to take some songs that did exist in English and translate them into French, or do it the other way around. You know, just really try to mix them up, which is when I came up with this album that we were talking about before. So this was an album that came out early last year or the year before. I'm not even sure. I don't count time. And it's called Nostalgic. And they're mainly songs from the 1960s that were really famous, that existed in the English language and also exist in French. So in there's Bang Bang, My Baby Shot Me Down, in French again, The Autumn Leaves, what's another one? She by Charles Aznavour, but in its French version. So that's what I wanted to do with this album, was to just give people something different, but something that was still familiar at the same time.
Yeah, but I think that's such a good way to do it, because people know the song already, and even if it's in a different language and is done beautifully as yours are done, they're going to sing along with it in their own language even.
They will. They do. I find that at live gigs as well. I mean, when I play, one that's really popular is These Boots Are Made for Walking by Nancy Sinatra. And when I do that one, even though I'm singing it in French, people just sing along loudly in English and dance. And it's fantastic. And I will throw in, usually through these songs, I'll throw in a verse in English in the middle of it, and I'll swap and change between languages in the same song.
Oh, you're really making it international. That's fantastic. You
know, I'll try to mix in different languages one day. I'll do Italian, Russian, we'll see.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Wow.
All in one song.
Bilingual or trilingual, probably.
Yeah.
So another thing that is interesting to me is that you studied jazz piano when you were very young. So talk a little bit about that.
Actually, I started with classical piano when I was 6. So that's something that I followed through the Academy of Music and every year did my, tests, and did very well. And I think by the time I was about 13, 14, I was about to go into conservatorium, but I was pretty young and, a bit rebellious, being 14. And okay, I just wanted to get out of that. So I took a break from the classical music, but when I finished my high school, this was still in Belgium, when I finished high school, I went to a place called the Jazz Studio in Antwerp, which is kind of like an academy of music for jazz piano rather than classic. And it took me away from that classical training that's quite rigid and, sheet music and reading. And with jazz, it's all about improvising and letting yourself go. So that was a really good move for me, because then after that, it took me to all different kinds of genres. I wasn't stuck in just classical or jazz. I really just mixed them all up. So that's my jazz training. Yeah.
Well, that's fabulous. I see you have a piano. I don't know if you can play us a few notes or not, but I think that's really neat that you have a nice little area there that you can play.
Yeah, my piano's over on that side, so you won't see me, but in these ones I'll turn up. But I would play you a piece if I had it on.
Oh, cool. Well, maybe
next time. Maybe we have to do another interview that's just like a live show.
A live show.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to
really
take
great.
a break, so you might have time to plug it in yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's funny. Keyboards, whether they're electric or they're, the grand pianos, I don't care. I adore them. There's just so much sound you can make come out of them.
Yeah.
And you're one of the finest pianists I've heard. You're just
Thank you.
magnificent. And then you can sing also.
You've got
That always helps.
that really helps. So tell me a little bit about the cafe scene. I think I read somewhere that you do go to places or have performed in places like that. Tell me what that's like.
Well, I do on a regular basis. I play 2 days a week at the moment, and sometimes more. But there's a nice little wine bar not too far from here where I play on Friday nights. So that's tonight, because it's Friday morning over here, right? It might be, what is it, Thursday night for you there?
Yes, Thursday for us. Yeah.
And then on Sunday afternoons, I play in a great place in St Kilda called the Dogs Bar, and they have. The guys who run it now are really fantastic, and they've really built it up to become this real awesome live music venue. So it's a cafe bar, but it really is all about the live music, and they've got somebody playing every single day. Every night I play Sunday afternoons, and then there's someone on after me. But it goes, it's really good. There's a grand piano in there. It's a lot of fun, great atmosphere.
Yeah, the popular place to be, isn't it?
Yeah, it sounds like
it's a happening place. I don't know if you've heard of St Kilda, but if anybody's coming down to Melbourne from where you are, definitely check out St Kilda. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds great. So you came from Belgium to Australia. What brought you and your family to Australia originally?
The story there is I came here for the first time when I was 6. Mm-hmm. So my parents just had this crazy idea. They always wanted to come to Australia and tour around Australia. So they came down in the 70s and had a 4-wheel drive and toured Australia. They had my brother here. So my brother was born here. Then they went back. They had me in Belgium. And they decided to just come back when I was 6. So I did 5 years of primary school here in Australia. Mm-hmm. Then at 11, I went back to Belgium and did the high school. So, and then by the time I turned about 20, I just wanted to get out and do something. I didn't really have anything planned. I didn't think it was going to be Australia particularly. I just wanted to get out. It could have been America. It could have been, I was even thinking Ireland, oh, for God's sake. Like, I don't know, like it could have been anywhere, but I had an Australian passport and I thought if I'm going to start anywhere, I might as well start with Australia. And I never left. Just came here and I had an open ticket for 1 year and I just stayed.
Well, that's great because I have never been to Australia or Belgium, but hear that they're both beautiful countries.
Yeah, they're both very, very different, but yeah, very beautiful countries.
So you work with, I think it's 4 other musicians. You want to talk a little bit about them and touring?
Okay, I really work mainly with 2 other musicians. So I have a drummer. And sometimes I swap through drummers because good drummers get busy and do other gigs. But my main drummer is Gideon Marcus, and he's marvelous. And Apu, who is my percussionist, but also plays. He's eclectic in himself. He plays everything. Plays electric guitar, a bit of flute, he's the icing on the cake as far as I'm concerned. So we mainly play as a 3-piece.
Wow. Now, are you doing any, did you do any recent touring in Australia or?
I haven't done any recent touring, but I'm planning on probably around about March, April next year, starting with a little tour in Western Australia. So the idea is to go to Perth for 4 or 5 days and do some shows there, and maybe find other shows on the way there through Adelaide. I'm not sure yet. I've only just started working on it about a week ago.
Okay. So that's the
plan. And I'm just trying to think what else is coming up. I do have a great show coming up on New Year's Eve with I'm playing support for a band called the Black Sorrows, which are really quite big here in Australia. So that'll be fun. And no, I mean the most fun thing I did last year in November, and the highlight of the year, as far as I'm concerned, was a gig with the Brian Jonestown Massacre.
Oh yes, I've heard of them. Yes.
Yeah, they're great. Look, I'm advertising.
That you are.
Why not?
Why not? That's really great.
So that was really epic. It was a great show for the Melbourne Music Week, and they were headlining that week at the Melbourne Town Hall, and they just asked me to sing a couple of songs in French for them. And it was amazing. I mean, this place has got an organ that takes up the whole back wall. It's like 10,000 pipe organ, unbelievable. So they had Ollie McGill from the Cat Empire playing the organ while singing at the front with them. It was unbelievable, really. I think people are still talking about it now.
I can imagine the sound coming in of that. It had to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Had to take up the whole room. Can you imagine that, Kerry? It did. I'd be in heaven.
Well, you can see there's some videos on YouTube, so I'm sure you can go and have a look at them, and you'll get an idea of the sheer size of this thing. It was like a mothership of all organs. It was amazing.
Very cool. Now, you also do original songs, and you've been writing some original songs, I'm assuming mostly in French. Do you have a favorite out of those songs that you really, really enjoyed doing?
At the top of my head, I individually like all the songs that I've written, like performing them, because they all mean something to me.
Yeah.
I mean, when I write a song, the lyrics are really important to me. It's all about telling a story. It's not just about singing a song. And even the way you deliver the lyrics, I think, is really, really important in a storytelling kind of style. So that's my main thing when I sing. Do I have one in particular that I like at the moment? Yeah, but I don't have any recordings of them, but I've got one called Blue Revolution that I really love, and DJ Jazz Manouche that I really like. Yeah, I like playing them all really, but there's some up on YouTube as well that I like La Vida is up there. You can have a look at.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be playing some of the songs tonight. And,
Right, we are.
Great.
One thing about the way that you do your execution of the songs, the emotion that comes forth is just wonderful. Um, Not too many singers can do that the way that you do. And it's just beautiful. I mean, I think people are going to really enjoy it. In fact,
Great.
Kerry, why don't we take a break and play a
Sure
couple
will.
of songs? And then we'll be back and we'll chat a little bit more with the wonderful Moogy. Okay,
Moogie.
guys, enjoy. We'll be back.
s'en apercevoir. Maudit pour la vie, à courir derrière le barreau du désespoir. Ils veulent que tu cours, 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 mais les innocents ne courent pas. Alors avant que tu te cours, protège-toi. Ils veulent que tu cours, mais les innocents ne courent pas. Alors avant que tu te cours, protège-toi. Ils ont sali son histoire. Il est temps de payer pour cette justice dérisoire. Détruire son honneur. Simplement sa vie pour eux n'avait aucune valeur. Ils veulent que tu cours, mais les innocents ne courent pas. Alors avant que tu te cours, protège-toi. Ils veulent que tu cours, mais les innocents ne courent pas. Alors avant que tu te cours, protège-toi.
Well, that was wonderful music, Debbie. And I see that you have a cat. Tell us about your cat. 'Cause we are pet people here.
I
at
saved
It
this
Matters.
little cat, didn't I? His name is Ziggy Stardust.
Beautiful.
He
He looks like Stardust.
he doesn't he was saved from the RSPCA because he was nobody wanted him, so I took him home.
Oh, how could nobody want Ziggy?
So, Monica, yes, that's
You're
the one
full
thing.
of hair now, right?
Yeah.
That's the one thing. Monica's cat, Punky, who is, by the way, our radio diva cat, was a rescue. Monica, is that correct? From a trash compactor
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, we heard a little meow. The guys turned on the trash compactor and they heard a meow. This is an industrial one.
Mhm.
And they shut it off, thank goodness. And there was Punky. Only a couple days old, you know.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I think
You're
it's
lucky
wonderful.
about it. Mm.
You know, I think it's great that you rescued Ziggy. And I wish people would do that. You know,
Mhm.
get your cat spayed and neutered. And if you want another cat, go rescue one. You know?
Exactly.
There's so many of them that need rescuing. Why get another cat?
I know, exactly.
Mhm. Right. So, Deborah Moogy, you have studied sound engineering. What got you into studying that?
All I've ever wanted to do is play music, and anything to do with music interests me. So sound engineering was just one of those things. When I was about 16 years old, I worked in Belgium for 2 or 3 years in a company that did, you know, rigging and set up sound for concerts and festivals. So if I remember well, I was the only girl doing that at the time in Belgium, that is. And I just loved it. So I did all the stage management and set up the microphones and all of that. So sound engineering goes hand in hand. Just wanted to learn to mix and also to be able to record my own things at home.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. It gives you a good background. And so when you're at your studio, what are your thought processes? What music are you thinking of when you walk into your studio?
Oh, it's whatever happens on the day. I think I always have songs up my sleeve that I've written. I mean, I write quite a lot. I'll always write them just on piano, whatever comes to my head, piano and singing. So from then I just, you know, get onto my computer, turn on Logic. I use Logic and Pro Tools, and just start recording it. I don't really have a plan of attack most of the time. It's just whatever happens. Sometimes it doesn't go the right way, so I'll put it aside and start on something else. It's just it's very much a go with the flow kind of attitude. And I find if I overthink things, they usually don't work well. So yeah. That's the way I work.
Are you doing any acting at all?
Acting?
Yeah, I was just wondering.
Are you doing any?
It's funny because I have done quite a bit of theatre acting in the past.
Yes.
But never professionally and never seriously. But it's something I could definitely see myself doing, if that's what you're wondering. But yeah, at this point, I don't know. Whatever happens, happens.
Whatever happens.
Right. I was just curious.
So I haven't asked this question. I try not to ask this very often, but usually I find a musician I have to ask this. Do you prefer studio or do you prefer live performing?
Interesting. I love live performing. I really do. Because I love interacting with the crowd as well and seeing their reaction to what we're doing. And not just that, interacting with my band members. So I've done a lot of gigs solo in the past as well, but I just don't like doing them anymore because it's just not the same vibe and the same that you get out of it as playing with other musicians and really feeding off each other and the crowd. Mm-hmm. So I absolutely love doing the live shows. And the studio, just as much for different reasons, you know, that's the whole creative process happens in the studio. So I get lost in that as well. Yeah, I like them both.
So it's best of both worlds.
I thought you might say that. Yeah. So that's great, though, that you can enjoy both of them. And how far have you toured? Have you gone into other countries yet, or are you basically
not yet? But
you need to go to France.
I know. That's definitely a plan. I'm actually there's something that I'm waiting for to happen this year. There's more than likely to be going to Berlin this year for a month or so to go and record an album with Anton Newcomb from the Brian Jonestown Massacre. Oh, so yes. From there, you just don't know what's going to happen. Again, you know, it's all about just letting the stars align themselves and
yes.
Yeah. Well, you are extremely talented, Deborah Moogy. We just adore your music, and we're not just saying this to flatter you. It's the honest truth. You're just wonderful.
Thank you.
Where can we find and purchase your music?
Okay, well, you can find this album on iTunes. So if you Google, as it says there, Deborah Moogy Morgan, Nostalgique, you'll find that on iTunes. Apart from that, I've got a YouTube channel. So there's plenty of videos you can have a look at on YouTube. And the YouTube channel is called Moogy channel. It's all in one word. I'm on Facebook as well. So sometimes I put up some new songs up there.
Okay.
But the plan here is I've been recording some new songs at home and starting to work on a new EP. And then this album that hopefully goes ahead with Anton from BJM. So there's a few things coming up. In the meantime, that's the album that you can have a look at. That I think you probably would work well in the States for you because of the fact that these songs do exist in the English version, so that they will be recognized and familiar. So, yeah.
Cool.
After we finish our interview with you, we're going to actually introduce people to some brand new song that you wrote. And I thought, thank you so much for allowing us to do that. We'll be one of the first ones to hear these.
You will be the first ones to hear them because I literally put them up on YouTube. Well, as private, really only yesterday or the day before. So they've really only just been recorded, and they're unfinished. You know, they're works in progress. But hey, you know, it's out there for people to have a listen to, see what they think. I'm curious to hear what people's thoughts are on it.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's great that fans can contact you and interact with you, and you're open to feedback. That's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Not all musicians are like that. Not all singers are like that.
Well, a lot of people don't like criticism. I think without criticism, though, you don't evolve, really. You know, I think it's important to be able to accept negative and positive criticism.
Right.
Sometimes the negative.
But big girl, I can take negative.
Yeah, you kind of go on.
That's
negative,
a true professional.
Yeah, you do learn. So, Deb, Moogy, we're going to look forward to 5 years from now. What do you think you would like to be doing in 5 years?
Oh, in 5 years, more of the same in a bigger scale.
Okay.
So writing the music, writing a lot more, writing better music, doing touring, doing more gigs, more shows, collaborating with different people. It's just exactly that, more of this, but in bigger scale and better. So that's all I can think of. And again, for me, to think 5 years down the track is really long term. I kind of think day to day, even thinking about what's going to happen next month. It's
I like that because I hate trying to plan something out. I mean, we all have goals, but trying to keep on this strict path of doing this, and this, you're not going to be open to those opportunities that come to you that you didn't even know about.
Exactly, because things get thrown at you in life that you just don't expect at all, and you have to be open to just, I think you have to grab those opportunities because they don't come to you all the time. So, yeah, it's a choice you make.
Yeah, and grab them.
Actually, interesting because if you do play the song La Vida, which is one of the songs that I've sent you.
Oh yes,
that's
absolutely.
Kind of what it's about. It's about following the signs and the path that you see coming to you in life, and just choosing the directions to follow the signs or to not follow the signs. That's what it's about.
Absolutely.
It's a bit out there.
You have to. I think that in the last, a lot more people have gotten to know Moogy. I think since we last spoke with you, and I think you've gotten a lot of fans. And I'm hoping that people who are listening, to this show are gonna understand why we think you're so magnificent.
Thank you.
Oh, I wanted to ask you something. I got you on the show, so I'm gonna put you on the spot. Do you have any holiday music in French?
Yes.
French holiday music, like that, the ones that I've written, or just
sure, or but you've sung.
Either or.
What do you think? What do you mean by holiday music? Just
Christmas.
hey.
Well,
Christmas.
Halloween or Christmas. Yeah.
Interesting, because I've been thinking for the last few years, every time Christmas comes up, I'm like, should really come up with a Christmas album in French. It'd be really fun.
Yeah, it
But
would be.
I don't have any. But it's something, now you've mentioned it to me, something I'll definitely think of
Well,
doing.
if you make a MP3, if you record one, let me know and
Yeah.
we'll get it on the air in our holiday special.
Oh, great! I will. I'll
Because
do it just for you.
I think it'd be
Oh,
great to have.
dude.
Wouldn't it be great to have a touch of French in there
Yes, it
also?
would.
Yeah, again, just give people something a bit different, expand those horizons.
Expand your
Give them
horizons.
culture.
Absolutely.
And we're believers in uniting the whole world with music. In fact, we have a show that we do Monday through Wednesday where we actually play songs from all over the world, and they're in all languages, English included.
Uh-huh.
So some people they shy away from it, and heck, I'm I'm singing along with these songs. After a while,
Oh
I
my God.
learn them. I know the words.
Yeah.
I don't know
In
Italian.
Japanese,
Yeah, it's like I don't know Italian, but I know that song. I can sing it.
yeah,
Right.
it doesn't really matter because music is universal. So whatever language it's sung in shouldn't matter at all. Mind you, it's nice to know what that person is singing about.
Uh-huh.
So, which is also why even on the videos that I've put out there, I do have a if you click on show more, there is a translation of the song in English so that people know what it's about. I think that's also important.
It is.
Um,
They'll get
yeah.
more of the feeling. But I bet it's hard to translate sometimes, isn't it?
Yes, sometimes it doesn't work. It's simple. Like sometimes there are some songs that I've taken that I love from the 1960s. Can't think of any at the top of my head, but that I've tried to translate into French or from French into English, and they're really difficult to do, or they just don't work, or the phrasing's not right. So I kind of put them aside and go, well, it's not meant to be. But some of them just really work, and sometimes it's really snappy. Like it works in 5 minutes, bang, I can translate it. So yeah, not always.
Yeah,
Not always easy.
I've heard people say, well, there's no word in English that is the same as this one. It doesn't bring the same feeling or the same
Right.
meaning.
That's
Yeah.
it. So sometimes you need to kind of change the whole sentence or the whole verse in the
Uh-huh.
song to just twist it around in a completely different way and give it a different feel. Or sometimes best to completely change the words altogether from start to finish and tell a different story because of that reason.
Yeah.
Right.
It's challenging, but
Very,
another
very.
talent you have.
Challenge is good. Yeah.
Right.
I think
So
that's
I'm going to
good.
steal a last question from Monica. I hope she doesn't mind. And it's one I think that Monica asked, and it's very neato. Think about all the people and places and shows and music that you've done. Is there one instant that really stands out in your mind that you just will remember forever?
That you won't forget forever, you
And
mean.
you won't forget, right?
And you'll always
Yeah.
remember.
As long as I've still got my mind, 100%. Yeah. I have to say, I really have to say that the show with the Brian Jonestown Massacre last year in November at the Town Hall was incredible, and that was one of those shows I just felt like all the planets did align, and it just happened out of the blue, and it all went. It was a breeze. It all went so well. But the show in itself was spectacular, and I think everyone that was there and saw it and got to be absorbed by the whole atmosphere that it created was. I think no one will forget that gig. So yeah, that's probably. I have to say that'll be my highlight.
Was
Yeah,
it
that's
like
something I'll
one of
forget.
those magical moments in your life?
Yeah, it was kind of like, did that just happen? Yeah, it did.
How about fans? I'm sure that you've reached a lot of people's lives and you have fans that write you and communicate with you. Has there been any of them that you remember out of all the rest?
Oh,
Could have met them in person or they could have written you or
You know, I can't think of anything. I do remember, yes, I don't know why this popped in my head, but I do remember doing a gig talking about holidays. It was a show that I did it was a Christmas in July, because in Australia here, I don't know if you do it in Australia, but here they do a Christmas in July,
Yeah,
which
we
is
have that here.
We have that here.
I find it really strange, but anyway.
You do.
Um, so, and I remember playing in this, I'm not even sure who it was a hotel, not too far from here. And this lovely older lady came up to me and gave me a little card. And in it, she'd written something, I can't remember what, but I've got it somewhere. She'd written something so nice, and it really affected me because it was just so sweet. You know, to the likes of really loved your music, very unexpected, you know, you're a lovely person. You know, something just really sweet. So it's those little gestures that's
Yeah,
what's special.
will you touch somebody's heart with your music?
Yeah,
And they
for
had
those
to,
5 minutes. Yeah,
and then they touched yours.
absolutely. Yeah. So
That-
you don't forget these things.
no,
As little as they seem to be, they're really big. They mean a lot.
absolutely. And what was your website again?
The website is Moogy Musique. It's spelled in French, which is Musique, Moogy Musique. But I don't put much up there. It's a pretty new website. So if anyone wants to see really what I'm up to, Facebook is probably the best way to go.
Okay.
And the Facebook page is Moogy Page, PAG. That's where you can find it all.
That's
And
fantastic.
also Reverb Nation, you are also there.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes. Thank you, Kerry, for reminding me.
Yes. Yes. And actually, there's some great English songs. Well, they're French, but there were some that were English that you had up there that are really nice, by the way.
Oh, good. Oh, good. There you go. I don't know where all my songs are, you know, on what website. I'm glad I've got you. You can be my manager.
There you go.
Yeah, you have to move to Australia though, Kerry. So
Oh,
It's not bad over here, you know. It's,
no,
No,
I'm sure it's not. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Debbie, Deborah Moogy, I just want to thank you so much for joining us
thank you for having
tonight.
me.
Oh, it's been wonderful. We want you to keep in touch with us.
Yes, please.
Hunky, our sweet little cat, has a newsletter, right, Monica? You want to tell her a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's actually called From the Litter Box, and you might have seen it on Facebook when we post it, but
Yeah.
we send it out monthly, and we don't just want to bring guests to people's attention one time. We want to also let them know what that guest is up to. And please, when you get all those songs done and the
Yeah.
release is on, let us know so we can tell everybody about it.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you for, you know, supporting me as well. Really, really appreciate it.
And you owe me
Well-
the Christmas song. I'm gonna.
Christmas.
Definitely, I'm onto it. I'm already thinking about it as we're talking.
Yay.
It's just been wonderful seeing you again, Moogy.
Yeah.
Lovely
I-
to see you.
And I can't wait because in just a couple of minutes or so, we're going to play some more music. And I know you're going to find it beautiful and you're going to enjoy it. So, Moogy, thanks a lot. I know you've got things to do and you're busy. So, take care and we'll see you again
Thank you
soon,
so much.
okay? We'll have you back
Thank
when
you.
that release comes out, all right?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for having me again. Thank you.
Bye-bye,
Absolutely.
Moogy.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, Kerry, she's delightful.
Nice.
I love her attitude. First of all, first of all, she's outstanding. She's a fantastic pianist. She's
Mhm.
wonderful writer, and I, she has. I guess what I'm trying to say is she lives her life. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You can see it. You can see it in her presence, and
Right.
great inspiration to everyone. And I'm hoping people are enjoying French language because it's a
Sure.
beautiful language.
It's a gorgeous language. It's wonderful. And I just have to mention to our viewers, please check her out on Reverb Nation if you do want to hear more English songs.
Right.
There's some wonderful songs there. She has Monica, a very smoky, sexy voice.
Yes.
And to tell you the truth, it gives me chills a little bit. It's so good.
Oh, it is. It's that good. It is. And we hope everybody's enjoyed the show this evening.
Thank
And
you.
gosh, we have shows 7 days a week that are about music. On
Hmm.
Sunday, of course, today we have our very special musical guest interviews on the show.
Hmm.
But again, in case this is your first time seeing us, I want you to know that on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's international time. We have
Hmm.
music from all over the world, including the United States. So you're going to find all types of songs. Some are in different languages. Then on Thursday, each month, Ion Indie Magazine selects some featured musicians. And every
Hmm.
Thursday, we play their featured musician for the month. So if you miss one Thursday, don't worry about it. That'll be on again the following Thursday. And Friday, okay, one thing that Kerry always tells you about is the Euro Indie Music Monday through Wednesday. You can vote
Yes,
on it. Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
and I love Fridays, Monica. I know I keep saying this, but my Fridays are just wonderful because we have the top 20 countdown,
Yeah.
and as Monica mentioned, you voted for them.
Uh-huh.
So we are always surprised who gets on the list and who becomes number one.
Yeah, and what's good about it is you don't have to go buy a record, download a record, blah, 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 to support one of your favorite musicians. All you have to do is go to a site and click on or write in and submit the artist that you like. That's
Mhm.
how easy it is. So I
It's
hope you're going
real.
to do that. And Saturday, we have,
Yes.
excuse me, World Music Stage. And gosh, they have all types of music also. They have country and rock and pop and a little bit of rap sometimes, reggae. They're kind of like Euro indie music, but
Hmm.
their music's, from what I've heard so far, has been in English. But they're outstanding, and you're gonna love them also. So tune in if you're a
Tune in.
music lover and tell other people about our show because that's why we're here to entertain you. And one more thing, what happens on Sunday evening after this show? We
We
have
have a spoken word guest with our wonderful host, Ken Ween, 7 p.m. Eastern. And every time I've tuned in, he has really interesting guests, artists. It's just authors also. I mean, don't miss it. It's
um
it's worth it.
I shouldn't give this away, but I have to tell you folks, tonight, excuse me, we are interviewing a comedian, and I think you're going to love her. So I hope you can make it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So until next time, this is Carrie and I saying take care and keep on rocking with the music. Bye
Yeah.
bye,
Bye.
y'all.